Yuuki is your bland and totally average protagonist who belongs to the L tier category, if it ever existed. He's not good at academics, not popular among the girls, close friends with losers, has an Uno reverse hairline, and has nothing remarkable to write home about, except for the fact that he has extraordinary mom skills. In his not-so-normal world, many strange events happen. They follow the sudden appearance of Mato portals, alternate dimensions that unleash devastating Shuki monsters into the modern world, while causing a rise in accidents, deaths, and missing people who get sucked into Mato. On his way home one evening, Yuuki wonders what his pathetic life has in store for him after college. Suddenly, the tides change, and he gets sucked into Mato with a ravaging Shuki monster on his tail. The monster is about to have an exclusive buffet, with Yuki's ass as the main course, when baddie Princess Bubblegum jumps to his rescue, while he watches like a helpless swine. She briefly introduces herself as commander of the Demon Defense Force, Kyouka. Making it to the scene are Kyouka's teammates, Himari, Nei, and Shushu, 3 strong women whose places do not belong in the kitchen, but on a battlefield. In this reality, every girl child possesses peaches. If you just assumed peaches meant her posterior adipose bumper, then I must recommend that you rinse your mind in holy water. Peaches is a gift exclusive to females only, giving them insane abilities and powers beyond the ordinary. So, while the girls are out there rocking the world, bros are left to do the dishes and play nanny with the kids. Yuuki had only heard stories of how powerful Mato's all-female forces are, but seeing them in action was a better thrill. The girls use their magical abilities to fight off the evil Shuki and save the wanderers from the other world. When the group splits, Yuuki and Kyouka find themselves surrounded by big, black, cocky monsters. Just then, Kyouka calls the shots to do something she has never done before, using her Peaches ability to control a human body. Ladies and gentle weebs, I'm proud to announce that this is Yuki's first time being so close to mummy knockers in his entire life as a virgin boy. When Kyouka's finger touches Yuki's mouth like a sucker, virgin boy reaches cloud 9 as his male instincts kick in and transforms into a creature far greater than Kyouka's expectation. The creature is identified as the eternal chained slave. It was so fast and strong, you'd never believe the man behind the boned demon was once a wimpy kid. When the Shukis realize they're unable to match the new terror in the fight, they cluster together to become one big, ugly monster. Thankfully, Ugly is still not a match for Yuki's demon form, and he tears it apart in an instant. Kyouka rewards Virgin Boy with a kiss on the lips for working as her slave. It turns out, her powers come with a condition where she must reward her puppet after a task. And it was at this point, young Yuuki discovered there was more to life than becoming a patriotic, underpaid 9-to-5 salaryman after college. It was also at this moment I realized that being a slave didn't sound as bad as I thought. I don't know about you, but Kyouka can definitely tie me down and whip my behind to run faster. Officially accepting his job as Kyouka's slave, Yuuki is plastered with another intense mouth-to-mouth wrestling match. Just when he thinks he's finally getting into something prestigious, sadly, he is introduced as the dorm's new nanny, because boys aren't allowed to join the Demon Defense Force. In this world, bros don't possess superpowers. But if he can cook and clean, then he might also be expecting a ring like Cardi B. Ha! See what I did there? In the next scene, Yuuki is seen adjusting to his new mom life as a maid in Mato. Thankfully, the dorm is protected by a magical barrier that offers coverage from Shuki attacks. Through a conversation with the youngest underling of the defense force, Nei, housekeeper Yuuki finds out the defense force is split into 8 divisions, and he happens to be a slave to the 7th. Just then, the arrogant tsundere of the group, Himari, shows up to invite the duo for dinner, but not without giving Yuuki some pep talk, reminding him that he's just a privileged piece of trash under Kyouka's mercy. Whew! As for Yuki's response, well, my boy is just happy to be there. When the following hours pass, and all our bland protagonist does is clean and cook delicious meals, he communicates his worries to Kyouka. He believes it's time for some battlefield action. Like he wasn't getting some while giving back shots to the dishes. Soon, Yuuki realizes that housekeeping and mom duties aren't as easy as they sound when he catches a magnificent glimpse of Himari in the bathtub. I know what you're thinking, but drop that lotion, Emmanuel. You're stronger than this, bro. To make matters worse for Yuuki, Shushu takes a photo of him accidentally peeing at Himari and blackmails him to become her personal slave. Keep aside the fact that Yuuki has become a slave pro max. Things get out of hand when Shushu reveals that she doesn't see him as a man, but as a pet. I may have gotten rejected in my lifetime of being on a lonely streak, but bro got reduced to the animal kingdom. Pet Zoned is a new one, and trust me, I don't pull 0 bad beaches. Later that day, Kyouka and the girls head out for some business, leaving Shushu and her new pet. Shushu reveals she's moved into Mato for the thrill of excitement, and she's been getting that while fighting Shukis. She's never been in close proximity with boys, growing up with only sisters and attending an all-girls school. Seeing Yuuki inspires her to know more about the organic baby factory dangling between the legs of males. Her character arc comes off as mischievous as she indulges Yuuki to give her back massages and play a strip game, which she forcibly imposes on Yuki's rights as her slave. After comparing Yuki's Excalibur to the size of a popsicle, she heads out to fight a humongous Shuki, threatening the barrier. She engages the ugly monster with her peaches, which is the shift ability that alters her size from puny to extra large. The bigger the shushu, the bigger the melons. She shows off her skills for the first round of the fight, unaware that another devastating ugly lurks behind. Unfortunately for her, every stamina has been exhausted during the first fight, so Shushu gets quite the beating. Yuki's worthless ass gets the idea to do something for Shushu. He comes up with the idea to taste Kyouka's belongings and see if he can transform in her absence. After tasting her underwear bag like a madman and failing every time, he settles for her military boots, giving him a 50% transformation, enough to rip Ugly's head out. Luckily, he skyfalls into Shushu's warm pillows, and she thanks him for risking his popsicle to save her. Their little stay-at-home adventure only ends up with Shushu having more incriminating photos of Yuuki, who will most definitely be slaving for a long time. In the heart of the forest, a new evil arises. And it's not Thanos or Lord Voltron, but it definitely has its eyes on Yuuki. Meanwhile, Yuuki journeys back to the modern world with Kyouka through the 5th Division's portal. It's thrilling to take a day off while an unknown enemy plots your downfall. They visit the memorial of the largest deaths caused by a Shuki invasion in Kyouka's hometown. Kyouka reveals her ultimate mission is to become the supreme commander of the defense force. Also, She wishes to kill the Shuki responsible for the mass destruction that night. The wannabe unicorn with the single horn, Unihorn, who also fled the scene after causing chaos. This was her way of telling Yuuki to prepare for the coming battle. And maybe another possible kiss. The duo have a cafe break before returning to Mato, when Yuuki reveals that his sister died during a Mato invasion, so his guts could understand Kyouka's drive for vengeance. Then we also get an interesting clip of Yuki's sister defining a bro's place in this world. They rush back to Mato after a distress call where Kyouka has to pay her dues in leg fetish territory for using her ability on Yuuki. After their little naughty session, the duo attends to the distress call, revealing an abnormal gathering of Shukis. The girls get into action, defeating the weak losers one after another, until a devastating monster makes it to the scene, Unihorn. To make matters interesting, Unihorn is ridden by a Shuki-possessed whitehead who uses her hair as her Peach's ability. But she also looks like the devil's incarnate herself. She declares herself as the Demon Defense's arch enemy. So for this recap, we're gonna call her, Archie. Archie goes on and on about her missing little brother and how she taught him manners. Just when Yuuki and Archie are about to spill some generic history tea, Kyouka says enough with that BS and swings her blade. The defense force is lucky to retreat with their injured teammates, who got the fight slapped out of them. Kyouka and Yuuki continue their foot fetish after a task, while Yuuki communicates his suspicion about Archie being his sister. The day doesn't end without Shushu traumatizing her pet with some hot bath activities and a visit from 6th Division girlies. Tenka is that very hot leader, and honestly, I wouldn't mind if Truck-kun rams my gluteus maximus just to be in the same world with her. While Yachiho is the second in command, who happens to be Himari's evil older sister. Well, at least now we know the character defect runs in the family. The girls aren't here for a sleepover. Rather, they bring news from HQ, ordering a collaboration between divisions towards the new threat. Kyouka understands Yachicho has been trying to spite Himari as a weakling for her defeat in the fight against Unihorn. After some slaughtering words from cokehead Yachiho, Kyouka suggests an exhibition match between both teams to assess their strengths. Of course, Himari will be needing all the help she can get, so she calls dibs on Yuki's slave run. She reveals that her ability is more than the cannon she occasionally pulls out. Turns out, Himari's Peaches can copy and learn any ability she saves in her device. Of course, she uses Kyouka's ability with Yuuki as a wild card. This unleashes a different type of chained creature, but different with specs. Faster, but not so strong. And afterward, Himari has to deal with the exciting condition that comes with using Kyouka's powers by sitting on Yuki's face like a pancake. Later on, Himari reveals why she's so determined to win her fight. Turns out, she's been her household's underdog since childhood, also being the object of ridicule among a family of prestigious females. Yuuki relates to her story, so he promises to help her accomplish her goals, even if it would require becoming her doormat. When Yachicho's ability is revealed to be one that can manipulate time at her will, it becomes clear she's a formidable opponent who must be attacked with her weakness. After training their asses off for a whole week, Himari welcomes exhibition match day with a dip in the hot spring. A scene made for a proper man of culture. Gina of the 10th Division, which is located in the heart of Mato, is revealed to be the ref of the day. Her Peach's ability allows her to create a barrier that even 1,000 worth of Shuki can't evade. And with that, the first leg of the match is announced, having Himari versus evil sis Yachicho. We're down for some peach-cracking action. But will Yuuki be getting a reward from Himari's underwear after beating Yachicho? Find out in the next upload, weebs. Hope you enjoyed this recap as much as I did. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content like this.